Wow. After getting them all sanded and prepped, I got them all primed. Couple coats. And then I'm hit them with a filler. Get rid of all those delaminated bits and pieces. A lot of it shrunk up bad, so I came out this morning and hit the deeper ones again. You can still see it's sort of pink where it's not dry yet. So the dried X and everything goes on pink and dries white. I often wondered why they did it that way and not the other way around. It should dry slightly pink so you can see where the shit is, so you can sand it. You just put it on white stuff and it disappears. Still some green showing there. Might have to hit that one a bit more. But I got everything in here primed. I don't know how this camera's doing. Some of the shots of the last video were pretty dark. Get one little bit of light and then it shuts itself down. Oh, look, I forgot that piece. Ah! I was in such a hurry to get done. It was getting late. The shitty thing about shooting those little nails in to that MDF. What did I do with my razor blade now? Oh, that's dumb. I set it down to go get the camera. I'll be right back. There we go. So every time you drive a nail in, it mushrooms this stuff up a little bit. So then you gotta take a razor blade real careful and shave that little mushroomed area off. So you can see it right away as soon as the razor blade hits it. Comes off in these stupid little donuts. Now I'm going to have them all over the place. Oh well, they suck up or blow out, one of the two. You got to take the high spots off ever so gently. Then you can come and fill. Anyway, you get the idea. And there's a lot of them to do. Got the doors painted with the marine enamel. I just gave it one coat. I actually hit it with the green from the living room first. Give it a bit of texture. And then I hit it with that marine enamel. I started cleaning up the wiper motor covers. There's one there. That's how they both used to be. Had somebody let their dog stay in the bus for a couple hours and it ate the driver's side one. So I peeled it, the rest of it, cleaned it off, sanded it down, and it's not too bad. I think I'm going to give it a color. A shot of this color is not really that too far off. Where are we? There's blue and green on there. That looks awfully green compared to the... It's a neat color. If you put blue beside it, it looks green. Put green beside it, it looks blue. Got all the handles and watches and little receivers and stuff all sprayed up, all the screws. Got all caulking done in there. So I'm looking for it to dry. Along with these guys. They'll be wet for till tomorrow. Well, I got all the vinyl and glue and everything off of them. Prepped up, sanded. They're nice now. I'll give it a coat of that color. Probably tomorrow or something. See how these hinges go on. This side panel, that's by the driver's side, sits there. Of course it was half an inch too big, and it just so happened that there was a half an inch of rust at the bottom, so I cut that all off, and that'll be fine. Paint that up. This one didn't fare so well. This is on the passenger side. That's the bottom. As you can see, it's pretty bad. This side too. But if I take the 5/8 off that I did the other side, there'll be a big chunk of that crappy stuff gone. And we'll grind her up and see how it looks. I think I might have to cut. How does it go? Sits like this. I think I might have to cut some more off this side anyway. We'll set her up there and have a look once they're cleaned up first. So here we go again, cutting out the rotten Swiss cheese and making up a new piece to weld in there. It's just about right where it's going to be. There we go. After some sparks and noise, got that piece right in there. That's what we had before. Perfect. There. Some primer on it. It's not so bad now. Still a little bit crusty in here, but it's not going anywhere. Soaked her down with that rust killing stuff, and it'll get paint and it'll be hidden by carpet and stuff, so not a big issue. That little piece is ready to go. Those guys are ready to go. Got the inside of these two doors done because I mixed up some paint this morning, and got these walls all done. Everything inside now. That looks nice with the wood. Wood under there. On top of that little countertop is kind of woody. That's shitty and old, but I don't care. Still got a few years left in it. I'll use it up. I don't think I got a really good picture of this finished off, all painted inside. Just a piece of treated wood in the bottom there. Clean that up pretty good. Filled that whole thing in there and up the side. I remember seeing that on one of the videos, but the finished thing with the treated wood in there, never got a good picture of that. This one over here is pretty much the same. I couldn't get a whole piece to fit in there though, so. That's exactly the color the whole bus used to be. There was still little bits of it around the side here. That one there. So I played with it until I couldn't see the little dot anymore. That's got her. Here's something I thought was a little amusing. This Navajo red that I got there a while back is almost exactly the same color as the original primer. Shiny, that's about the only difference. So we'll just muck a little bit of that on there. That's pretty cool. Oh, get the inside of those cleaned up. This is the grate off the heater there in the front by the driver's area. I gotta do something with that. And there's a little one underneath that. This is it here. That's pretty rusty. There's a chunk gone. I don't think I'm going to worry about it. All you see is about that much. So, not really a big issue at this point. It was all probably from taking it off. It was a hassle. I had to grind a couple screws off and stuff to get it out of there. But salvageable for sure. Yeah, those two pieces are all ready to go. I cut some little notches in these guys. I had to take ½ an inch off the bottom of that one on that angle to fit the new floor height. Got that corner notched out. Looks a lot different in there now. The ceiling, first coated, made a big difference. So yeah, I notched out that one cover for the speaker wires here that I put in a pipe. And I'm just gonna cement them right into place. The ceiling looks a whole lot better now. Still got my little happy face for now. Oh, and the air line for the horn. That's where the other notch is for, and the speaker wires going up. I don't know if we're gonna get any rain tonight or not. Still got a bit to do, but the ceiling sure looks a lot better now. Got the old Diamond Tough stuff off of this. There's a lot of glue and plastic and crap stuck to it. Do some more work to that. Next, probably tomorrow, is this door. Pull that all off. see what waits for me under there. I don't think this door is too bad. I mean, the outside looks fine. So, it might be a little bit of rust inside, but check it out. We'll see. Anyway, that looks a whole lot better. I didn't bother doing that white pit because it'll cover that, and it'll cover the stuff I got on the walls here. It's just that dark gray primer. It almost covered the dark gray primer in one shot, but not quite. Like 75 or 80% probably. So one more than do it, and it'll do it on these. They look pink in the camera right now. No, I couldn't take it anymore. I had to get a coat on these guys. That's going to brighten things up in there. You'd never know there was a big rusty, crusty pile of Swiss cheese there. Did I throw that chunk in the garbage? Probably. I didn't see it. Oh, there it is. Probably not something flying. Before and after. Yeah, a little bit of a difference. Back where that belongs. Have a look at the inside today. It's all still a little bit sticky. Gonna do something with that door too. Should have given that a coat last night, along with all the rest of it. But it was open, so I didn't see it. Just barely see through it. So the next coat will cover it for sure. And it won't have any problem covering that, what looks like pink. It's not actually on the lower end of the brown scale. Sure looks pink to me. But that'll cover no problem. How'd my little conduit stand up? Well, oh good, I can put some more caulking on there now so it stays put. Still have to figure out something with that size side there. It'd be nice to have one chunk of hose that would fit all of this inside. Could maybe just put a slit in it and fasten it right into the corner like I did with this one. They'll pretty much disappear. Get a bit of paint on them. Yeah. Well, one more step. I thought this was kind of interesting. I had a rag with some lacquer thinner on it, and I was cleaning off a little bit of paint around the edges of that window there so I could caulk it. And then I got cleaning off some of the paint off of this visor rod here. And I've never seen it. I always, like, somebody spray painted it a little bit a long time ago before I even got the bus. And it's cleaning up really nice. And I get down here, clean off a whole bunch of black guck, and it says the Fulton Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, visor. I don't know if that's going to show up very well. That's kind of neat. Well, That's what the other side looked like. It was black and gross. So we're gonna clean that up a little bit. The other side says that too. I don't know if it's even going to show up on this camera. Oh, cleaned up pretty nice. You can kind of see it. Alright, well, back to caulking all those little cracks. So the old handle that goes here, oh, where am I looking? There. The old handle that goes there, it was blue like the heater and the dashboard, same blue. So I stripped that off and I started sanding it a little bit, and I thought, hey, you know, if I polish that right up and clear coat it, it'll match this rigging. So let's see what happens. I might give that thing a once over too.
Getting shiny. You know that if I hit that with the buffing wheel, that would come out pretty nice. I'm going to finish the rest of it off and then grab that buffing wheel.
There. All finished sanded. Can't believe how smooth it is. Just beautiful. It's like a piece of chrome. And I don't think it was ever chrome. It wasn't. It was just metal. But it sure polished up nice. It's good metal. I think run that buffer wheel over it. I could do a little more here, clean that up a little bit more. We'll run that buffer wheel over it and that should polish it right up. A little bit of mother's polish on there. I'll crank this baby up. just going to keep going on that. Still got the other end and stuff too. Then after a bit of the finer polish, that's what we're looking at. I should probably go give it a bit of a wash and wipe down with some thinner to cut the wax and the polish. Yeah, it's almost hard to believe it's the same piece of shit I started with. Huh. Well, I guess that's what happens when you polish shit, it gets shiny. Yeah, it's not completely chromedy chrome. There's a little bit of discoloring there around there from the weld. But look at how old and shitty that is inside. Same on that end. So, yeah, not too awful bad. That looks better than anything else would, I think. It'll match the big old door rig in there. Yeah, that's good. Well, I shot it with a coat of clear. I don't know if those plates will rust or not, but looks a heck of a lot better than it did, for sure. Well, they won't rust now because I clear coated them. Ah. All sanded and scuffed up and ready to go with the paint everywhere. I wasn't happy with the way that panel, after I cut it, lined up at the bottom of the window. It was just a jagged, well, it wasn't jagged, it was smooth and rounded, but it was just sticking up. So it turns out this corner bead for drywalling in your house has a perfect little metal angle in there. So I cut a chunk out and pulled the screws, punched some holes in it, and capped that off nice. So it's not a piece of metal there anymore. It's I capped those holes with a little plate. But after the wiper motor cover and all that's on, I want to build another shelf along here for a drink holder and a little bit of an ashtray and an armrest. It's got to be small though, because I gotta still be able to open this. I had it there last time, but it was all shitty, cheesy stuff, and I threw the whole thing away. So I'll be starting from scratch again with that. But got those bigger holes down there plugged in a little bit. Yeah, so ready to go. Man, 3 hours later, the whole thing is done. Ceiling, walls, inside the cupboard, those cupboards, and that one. Not those two. They get doors. So do these. Nobody's gonna see in there. Me, Dina, we don't care. Now I gotta do something with that. That old heater, everything's gonna be green around here. Oh, that'll be red. Gross. Wondering if maybe I should do that old school bus heater. School bus yellow. The wind's knocking everything flying. Alright. Got a few of the cupboard doors up last night. And the speakers back in. The little doors still need some touch up. There was a few spots where the screws poked through. It wasn't really the screw, it was the filler that went through the hole. Then I put the screw in and pushed the filler out. So, but they all needed another coat anyway, so those ones aren't too bad. I'm going to leave that speaker out until I get the air horn fiddled with and hooked back up and everything. Got that little bit of a dashboard there painted green last night, and that panel over there. And I hit that with the red down there. And I freshened up that red. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to put the red down in the stairwell here too, where this blue is by my foot. What else? Fridge and stove. Have to go back in. I think I'll leave those cupboard doors off until all that nonsense is dealt with. I'm going to put the drain back in for the sink. Still got to fix that tank underneath too with a big melted hole in it. Definitely coming along. I have to strip those windows in the back still too. I might build a little box just to go over all that stuff down in the corner there. The hose and crud that's there. That little cap turned out nice across the top there. No sharp edges, no. I painted up underneath here black. Down the sides, so you can't see the speaker wires very well anymore. All hidden. Then on the other side, I'll put the speaker wires along with the air line there, and got them all in there too. Just all kind of blends in black now. I guess I can get this tape off. Got that brushed in with the red last night too. These guys sprayed the satin black. These guys are just about all ready for the next coat. Some holes filled. I don't mind seeing where the holes used to be. I just don't want a hole. So I just put some tape on the back and filled it with caulking. Who knows, I might need a hole there again sometime. So I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. Half a step closer. There's this poor dirty little old bugger too. That's kind of a mess. Here's all the bus info. Milton Bus and Body Company Limited, Milton, Ontario. Model number date 1261. Huh. I wonder how that'll show up on this camera here. I hope decent. I want to run those numbers and see what the heck. But yeah, maybe we should pull that off and clean it up. There's the power supply for it. Up into the harness and over to the switch panel. So yeah, let's pull that off and clean it up. Now, get a little bit of foo-foo on there. I wish I could clean that up more, bring back the color, but I think it's toast. Let's see if we can. Oh, yeah, that one's coming out. How about this? Yeah, that one's coming out too. Hey, what do you know? All three. Look at that. Didn't have to grind the heads off of any of them. Isn't that nice? Poor little lens, and look at that, a cork gasket. Boy, has that ever gone milky. I wonder if that'll polish up a little bit. Maybe. We'll have to take her in the shop and see, I guess. Oh, poor little bezel. That's pretty. The rust has pretty much got her, I think. Well, we'll see what happens. And that little base stays there. I wonder what that bulb is like. Is any good? Boy, that's hard to see. Yeah, it's still there. The little filament is still there. Huh. I'll have to run a little wire brush through there. Clean that up a bit later. I wonder if I should pull that off. No, the wire's all hooked up to it nearly. Just leave it. Although it looks like this is plugged in with a plug. Can we get? I don't know. That's pretty glued in there. Well, we'll take that bezel in and see what happens. Start by getting the paint off. Just about out of this stuff. That'll be enough. Too much. It comes out in great big snotty globs. There's not much you can do. Get it on there. A little bit up here too. Black looks like it's lifting off pretty easy, but gray, that's pretty tough stuff, I think. And blue's letting go. Too bad the whole thing wasn't painted, because then it would have not rusted so bad. I'd be able to clean it up right shiny chromedy chrome again. Oh, let's see. Still might polish up alright. And that gray lets go. We're done. Well, there's a bit of black still holding on over here too. Put another gob of snot on it. Gray is being pretty stubborn there. Look at that, eh? don't think that's black. I think that's an ugly rust spot there. Might need a little bit of a scratch. That's a thick piece. You gotta be careful not to get any of this stuff on you, because boy, you can feel it burning a hole in there right away. Oh yeah, that's like 1/4 of an inch thick. No wonder it didn't want to come off. Maybe it will now. Got another gob of snot on there. Oh, I think we got our beat. Still a little tiny bit there. Yeah, I think we're good. Thinner is supposed to neutralize this stuff. I only use paint thinner for thinning paint though. Cleaning brushes and stuff like this. It's gas. I guess I'll just shiny chrome away. Yeah, pretty serious pits though. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I don't have much hope for it being too fancy anymore. What little bit of chrome is there, it's so pitted. Yeah. That's pretty nasty on the back there. Pretty crusty. Holy cow. Wow, look at that. It's coming right off. Gross. Well, I wonder what it looks like underneath that crust. Well, it's metal. The back was chromed at one time. Gobs up. Dead paint. Maybe a better sander would help. It's a little bit newer. The outer edge doesn't look too bad. Should be nice to get that face cleaned up a bit more. Yeah, I don't know. There's some pretty deep pits and stuff there. That edge. Well, it's not too bad. It's not all covered with paint and gross looking. Maybe a bit of a run it over the buff monster with a bit of polish. I don't know. Is it worth it? Not really. So many other things to be doing. Now what to do with this poor tired little old thing. The inside looks fairly good. Well, maybe we'll start with just washing it. Might help. Bit of a wash out in the old bucket. Dry them off a bit. Says something in there. $301. On one side. On the other side. Safety Ray. 301. Well, now we know. I wonder if that'll show up after the outside is polished a little bit. Got a ways to go. It's supposed to be milky white like that, not nicotine yellow. well, we'll see what happens. What are we going to start with? Maybe a little bit of 400 maybe. Set up a little bucket of water and get some sandpaper ready to go. Well, I worked my way through the grits and then threw some polish on it. It's still yellowed, but not bad. At least it's not all covered with black spatters and stuff. You can tell by the color of the water that there's some material moved. And it's shiny and a lot cleaner. Yeah, that looks better. I kind of cheated with the bezel. The polish that I used, chrome spray paint. What are you going to do? When it's that bad, I mean, you can't polish it off. So I think that looks a lot better than it did before. Be interesting to get that stairwell painted and get that mounted back in there. And yeah, nice. So I was cleaning up the stairwell, getting that ready for some paint. I thought I'd rip the diamond tuff off this door here, or diamond tuck, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I got it all off, but it didn't create less work. Pile of shit on the ground fell out, so I'm gonna have to clean that up. I'm glad I'm getting into it. Get it cleaned up. Looks like I might even need a bit of a patch down there, but we'll get it cleaned up, get the glue off, get her ground down a little bit, and see how she goes. Well, got her cleaned up, got the glue off and the rest of the plastic crap. Need a light, it's getting dark out. And those holes could be covered by the other the strip that goes on the outside, so I'm going to hose her down good with the rust converter for the night and let her sit. Tackle her again tomorrow, put something on it. That's the original make the kids sick in the morning color. Hey. Hey. You're so dumb. You just eat them right there. That's the base of that table leg thing. It used to look like that. Actually, this one was the nicer one of the two. I started working on that one. Look at it now. Beautiful. Look at that. Shiny. God almighty. Wow. Woo. Well, there's the door in daylight. Not that awful bad. That's a heck of a lot better than I thought it would be. That rust converter sure turns nice. Wow. Hard. Well, I got the heater in there and done. Gonna have to finish coat the cupboard doors here next, I think, and the rest of the trim that goes around all of this nonsense. I finally got that other wiper stem on the outside broke free, loosened. There's a funny little collar that fits on there with the tapered one with the teeth. Didn't want to let go on the other side there, but I finally let go this morning. I let it soak with WD-40 all night and threw a little bit of heat on there this morning and let her get smoking, and she popped off. A few taps and good pry, and she let go, so I can clean that all up now. What else? about it for now. I had the driver's seat set in place, and then I had to move it. Got the stairwell painted. Shot that little white bezel there with chrome first. The door painted. What else? Put the mattress in. And I started working on frames for the seats on the little kitchen table unit there. So I chopped up some stuff a friend of mine gave me and got that one together. And now I just gotta make another one and weld them all up, and we can mount the seats in there now that the bed's in. So some more sparks and noise. I got all the pieces cut and tacked together, and just got to put that cross piece in there, and then it'll be one piece like that one, and I can weld them both up. Yeah, all that's left of that one is to throw a little bit of paint on the welds. That can is just about done. Now I'll flip it over and do the rest of it. There, 2 seat frames, done.